Hello, everybody. Um, I guess today would be day 22 of my designing my mental health journey. Wanted to share some information with everybody today with regards to last night. So basically, I had the worst night of my life last night. Uh, I was hopeful. I walked yesterday. I figured that the fresh air and the exercise was really going to be helpful. And, I was eating well and, um, keeping myself occupied during the day and stuff. I've started writing again. And so I was tired. I didn't sleep great the night before last. So I was tired around 9 o'clock. I got up and went to bed and decided to take one of my sleep ease medications. That's the over the counter medication to help me sleep. And even though I felt tired enough to be able to get to sleep without it, I took the sleep ease in the hope that, it would kind of knock me out. And I was really hoping to get a full night's sleep. So I went to sleep sometime shortly after 9 o'clock or shortly after. I woke at 11. Did not feel good when I woke at 11. The pain in the base of my neck, had been come on really strong, and it was paining. It was burning. It's so uncomfortable. I have trouble trying to describe it. And in addition to that, the pain in my upper right arm was unbearable. It was actually so bad. I had to get up and I went and took some CBD drops, trying to find something to alleviate it. Um, and I thought that I actually recorded a video at 2 o'clock, sometime around 2 o'clock this morning, because I wanted to make sure that I recorded all of the symptoms that I was having, because when you suffer from so little sleep, as much as I do, and you get this brain fog, and it's confusing. It's hard to put your thoughts together. So I'm sure you've noticed sometimes in these videos, my speech is slow, and I seem to have more trouble trying to put thoughts together. Today is definitely going to be one of those days. Um, but I did record a video at 2 o'clock this morning, and I haven't decided if I'm going to share it or not. I mean, obviously, I was quite a mess when I did it. Not that I'm a heck of a lot better here now, but um, I wanted to record that just because I felt like in the moment it'd be good for me to capture exactly what it was that I was going through, as much as I can at least describe, because like I said, there's no words. Anyways, I was hopeful when I got up and went to the bathroom and took the CBD oil and stuff that I was going to be able to get back to sleep. The sad part is that the symptoms just seem to exacerbate from there, and it went really far downhill, really, fairly quickly, and it was awful. It was the worst night of my life. I I didn't know what to do. I felt terrified. I didn't want to call anybody because it was the middle of the night, and my circle is pretty small these days in terms of support, I feel like. So that it makes it a little bit more difficult to know what to do. Anyways, um, some of the other symptoms that I was having was I was freezing cold and sweating at the same time. And I don't know if you've ever felt anything like that, but it was the most bizarre feeling in your body. You don't know whether to be grabbing a blanket or, and trying to get warm, or turning on the fan and throwing the blankets off. So it makes it very difficult to know, what to be doing in those moments. I'm actually having trouble wearing my glasses today because my eyes are so sensitive. Um, so I tried a whole bunch of things throughout the night. I I ended up being awake for at least 3 hours, and it was three. I don't know how else to describe it, but to say it was 3 hours of hell. I, like I said, I was had the hot and cold sweats. I had the pain in my neck. I had the pain in my arm, which I'm thinking it may be related to the lymph node in my armpit. Something is out of whack on the right hand side between my neck and the lymph node here in my armpit and stuff. And actually, my my body was so sore this morning. When I did get up, for quite a long time, the gland here in on the right side of my neck was a bit swollen as well, and it was bothering me. That seems to have settled down a little bit now. It's pretty typical that my symptoms settle down in the daytime. And this is one of the most bizarre things about this whole experience is that, and it's why it's so difficult to try to explain to people, because the whole thing is just so bizarre. And it just, trying to find words to express how you feel, it can be challenging. So I may repeat myself, you'll have to forgive me because, like I said, my brain is just not functioning properly today at all. Um, but I I did take the CBD oil. I got up and I turned on my diffuser again with the essential oils in it. I use lavender a lot. I do find that the lavender is it's called Tranquility, and I put that in my diffuser a lot. Uh, I spray my bed with lavender. I tried meditation music. I tried listening to just some of my favorite music, back from when I was young. Um, I actually ended up pulling out the electric blanket and covering myself that with that throughout the night, trying to just get a feeling. I think one of the things that I was just really longing for was just relief. So any sense of comfort at that point, was what was on my mind. And I want to explain this because I think it's difficult for people to understand, but I keep getting this feeling like people have this idea that you're constantly going around focusing on negative thoughts and negative events, and somehow, like, as if somehow you have a very negative viewpoint and stuff. And I want to be really careful about clearing up that whole it's a misconception, because nothing could be further from the truth. And it's so interesting to go through this experience because for me, it's been twofold. Number one, I'm the person who's going through it and experiencing all these things and trying to manage it. But I'm also trying to be the observer as I go through this experience so that I can document it, so that I can, watch it from, somewhat of a distance and try to get my head wrapped around what this process is like. Because I think it's only by doing that I'm only going to be able, that's the only way I'm going to be able to share that information in any way that people can understand. So um, I did try the electric blanket and stuff, but another symptom that I was having throughout the night last night was I get this pain. There's a generalized pain, and it's almost like a painful pins and needles, but it goes from the top of my head right down to the bottoms of my feet, and the bottoms of my feet as I was laying in bed last night, like there was just no getting relief from it. And like it said, it was tingly, but it's not a good tingle. It's a painful, almost like pins and needles kind of thing. So it seemed to go on for eternity. I was not able to get back to sleep for hours and hours. I did end up napping again sometime, I think after 5. Um, but the night was absolutely horrible. I cried several times. I thought about reaching out to a family member. I thought about, trying to drive myself out to emerge. I thought about calling the crisis team. I really did not know what to be at. And it is it's so hard to describe how horrible it was. But all I could think of when I woke up this morning is I can't go through another night like that. I I I don't know. Like I felt like I was gonna die. Like there was just no relief. And it's almost like it's something that takes over your body. So I guess this is where the whole PTSD thing comes from because, and I had another session with my counselor today, through the EAP program, and she was asking me what kind of stuff is bothering me, and you know what kind of stuff I feel like could be stressing me in my life and stuff. And I mean, it's unfortunate. I got a whole lot of stuff going on right now, but like I had to try to explain to her, I don't wake up in bed and be thinking about and focusing on all of these negative things that stress me out. It's not like that. When I wake up in bed in the middle of the night, the main thing that's usually on my mind is trying to get back to sleep, like trying to, how am I going to sleep? And of course, once you wake up in that mode and your body is in hyper arousal and you're sweating and freezing and you're in pain and you're trying to figure out what to take for medication and stuff, of course you start thinking about how am I going to fix this? What am I going to do? How am I going to get some relief? And I thought about getting up and getting in the bathtub in the middle of the night. Like, you just don't know what to be doing. So, but I had to try to explain to the counselor this morning as well that, you know, this isn't something where you're going around consciously thinking bad thoughts all day long. It's not about pessimism. It's not that, you have this negative view of the world. It's not and it's not depression. Like I do not feel depressed. I'm, and the irony is I've been going through my days pretty productive and uh I thought I was doing quite well with that. I have been feeling better about doing the videos. I've been, I started writing again. Um, so I feel like I'm doing all the right things in the daytime and stuff. And it's so strange how the daytime, all of those symptoms seem to settle down. But it's in the nighttime, man, when I go and I get in that bed, I'm I'm almost terrified now to go to bed at night because I have no idea what kind of a night I'm going to have, and it is not a fun experience. Let me tell you, I came out of it this morning wondering how I was going to get through if I had to suffer through another night like that one was. That was the worst night ever, and I don't know if something triggered that yesterday. We did have something happen late yesterday afternoon here. Both my neighbor and I felt it, but there was some kind of explosion. I don't know. I posted a note on Facebook about it, and one of my brother's firefighter friends came on and had said that a car had caught on fire, but man, it wasn't just a car fire because my house shook, like whatever it was. And I don't know if that triggered me last night. I don't know if it was a dietary choice that I made last night that triggered it, but it was really bad. So I'm not quite sure. I actually reached out to my brother and I had him come over this morning because he's experienced some similar stuff to this before. So we he actually stayed with me for a few hours, which I was really grateful for. And I told him about some of the support that I've been getting on here that I'm really grateful for as well. Um, so I I'm at this point. I don't know what to be saying about it. I do have another doctor's appointment set up with my GP on Friday. I did think about going to Emerge throughout the night last night, and I mean even this morning and today, because it's just been a miserable day. I haven't hardly been able to move from the couch. I did try to lay down and get a little bit of a nap there a little while ago, but it's man, it's a rough ride. Anyways, so I just wanted to come on here and share that information with you. And I do have another appointment with the GP on Friday. I'm going to ask her to do a bunch of blood work and see if I can't get my thyroid tested to see if that's out of whack, and talk to her about all of these symptoms that I'm having and see where we go from here. So that's about it for now. I don't know. It's it's a crazy time. Anyways, thanks for tuning in, and hopefully, tomorrow will be a better day. Anyways, I'll talk to you soon. Thanks. Bye.